everyone. So today's video, we're going to take a look at masking. And I've probably done this, I think I've done a masking video before, but we're going to focus on the post-it tapes and masking paper. So I'm showing you the different things that we're going to be using here, and we're going to start with this post-it tape, and it's got the stickiness all over it. So what we're going to do is just stamp our images right on top of the post-it tape. And then I just found a smaller flower stamp to stamp on the yellow one, only because the first flower was a little bit too big for it. Alright, so we're going to take these and cut them out using the Holtz scissors. Just do some quick fussy cutting. And you want to, you can go slightly into the stamped edge. I don't put any type of a border around it because you want it to be nice and even with your stamped image, because what we're going to be doing is creating a layered effect with our flowers. So I stamped the first big one, and I'm going to put my mask on top. And what this will do is all the other flowers that we stamp right next to it, it's going to put the main flower, that first flower, right on top. So it's going to look like the other two are behind it. And then we're going to lay down another mask and then stamp the smaller flower. And then take the little yellow one that we did and stamp. I think I'm going to do the smaller flower again. And then we're going to do the other side. And then take the yellow and we're going to stamp one more time. And then once you're done, you can go ahead and start lifting up all of your, all your masks. And you can see here, see how this one, it's like it's coming closer to you and everything else is kind of fading behind each of the pieces. And if you find one that you maybe didn't stamp fully, then all you have to do is, depending on the medium that you use to color it in, like I'm just taking this pencil and coloring in the flower, I can create an edge there and it looks like it was a part of the stamping. Do you know what I mean? So that's one way to mask. And that's how a lot of times people create scenes if they have like people or houses and they want some to stand out towards, coming towards you more and some to the back. Now for this technique, this is going to be fun. I decided to use the masking paper and this background dye. And it winds up, I didn't think of it sooner, but it cut nicely, and I only ran it through once, but it's sticky. So I'm fighting with all these little bitty pieces. And had I thought a little bit sooner, I would have grabbed my press and seal at this point. But I didn't. We're going to just move this stuff out of the way, and then I'm going to grab my press and seal. And what it does is, if you press it down on to the actual press and seal material, the little bits are sticking to the press and seal, and I'm able to pull up uh, the different, the little tiny bits and some of the little sticky parts that are still sticking to my actual piece. And then once I get all the little pieces off, then everything is pretty much, contained to the press and seal. It's really, really quite smart. So whether you are doing, this with the sticky paper or you using your regular paper, press and seal is magic. Now, I did find after I did that, my masking sheet here, it lost some of its stickiness. So there is a trade in that. But for this purposes of doing the video, I'm just holding it down, taking some of the distress oxide inks, and as lightly as I can, I'm going to create two sections of color, one with the fossilized amber and one with the broken china, which you'll see uh, once I think I've gotten most of the fossilized amber on, so now I'm going to grab that broken china. And what's really cool, with the blues and the yellows, obviously, once you blend them in, it creates this nice little green hue in between. And I'm using Bristol Smooth cardstock, so that allows the oxide ink to blend really, really well. So you can see there, I took masking paper and basically made it into a stencil and created a really pretty background with it. Now on this one, I'm taking a heart-shaped post-it note. This was already cut into its shape. I'm just taking some repositional tape and putting more of it around so that way it'll lay completely flat. And then I'm taking the same oxide inks and just blending um, as smooth as I can to create just a real soft background. And this one in particular is so much bigger than a front of a card that I can then, I can trim it down. But the main thing was I just wanted you to see all the different ways you can mask on your card fronts. And with this, what I love about it is when you do finally, and I took a little chunk out of my foam there, when you do take the mask off, look how crisp and clear the heart is. And you can just throw that post-it note away. Now, some masking papers you can save and then use again and again and again, but just for this purpose of doing the video, I did wind up throwing, I think, most of mine away. And then I just found a stamp that would fit in the center of the heart. And we're going to use some VersaFine Black Onyx ink. And I'm going to step down and pull straight up. And it actually did really well considering this is watercolor paper. But it says one of a kind card for one of a kind person. And you just trim that down to an A2 size and you have a really pretty card front. Really simple and easy. And all masking techniques that you can use on your card fronts, and you can make it like on a one layer card. You can make it fun backgrounds, and not just cards. You can actually do it on layouts and stuff like that. Next week I'm going to talk about the Molotow masking fluid, and I'm stepping off to the side to get this. It's liquid frisket, and I'm going to pull it out right there. When you open it, you can see it's kind of like got like a yellow tint, but this is a liquid masking fluid that you put on with like your paintbrush. So we're going to investigate those on next Tuesday's video. But I will have links down below to everything that I can that's on the website. Just make sure, if you don't have the oxide inks, you got to get them. They're wonderful to blend, and you can do so many techniques with them. So I'll have links to those down below, and at the very end I will have links to previous Technique Tuesday videos, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. As of right now, I don't think so. So if you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them down below, and I will see you with our next video. Oh, and if you do go to the website and purchase, make sure you use my coupon code TT15. So just go to www.scrapbookingwithme.com and use the coupon code TT15. Thanks again, everyone.